What's up, everybody? This is Chris and Reese again. We're going to be doing another video for PHA or Powerhouse Aesthetics
Legion.
and PHA Legion. And today we're going to be talking about water retention. Again, my name's Chris Alejandro. I'm a personal trainer here in the Bryan College Station area. I also do contest prep, strength training, and if anybody wants anything else as far as fat loss, I'm your guy to go to. And if not me, this guy's the go-to.
You can come to me. My name's Reese. I'm a personal trainer here as well. I'm working on some nutritional advice and not so much contest prep, but trying to work my way into that as well. So today we're going to talk about water retention and how it isn't that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things.
And don't be scared of it.
Yeah. Water retention can be caused by increased sodium, but of course you want to have some sodium in your diet to retain that water. If you're not retaining water, if you start going through your workout, if you're like me and you sweat a lot, I sweat way too much.
This dude sweats like a pig, man.
Yeah.
Like you think he jumped out of a damn pool.
Like a whore in church.
Like a whore
on a
in
hot
church.
summer afternoon, dressed in all sweats. That's how bad it gets. So if you're like me, I'm able to get away with a higher sodium intake because I need to retain that water, otherwise I start getting muscle cramps. And if you ever had a muscle cramp, especially a leg cramp, it will bring you down to your knees.
And also, let's say, and I know a lot of you have heard this, oh, I don't take creatine because it makes me retain water. Well, that's kind of the point, right? So creatine monohydrate helps you to retain water intracellular. So it's not going to be really subcutaneous or under the skin. It's going to help you retain that water inside the muscle cells. So you're able to use that. You'll also increase your ATP production and things like that. So if someone says, again, oh, I feel bloated, well, it's not necessarily true. It's a good thing. Now, for also those who like to strength train or anybody training as well, your body creates creatine by itself. And the only way to get the recommended dosage of 5 grams or more daily is to eat a shit ton of red meat. Red meat naturally has creatine in it, and I don't recommend anyone eat that much daily to get that creatine intake. So 5 grams, 10 grams, whichever one you want, both are fine. You can take it pre-workout, post-workout, in the morning with juice. It doesn't really matter when you take it in the grand scheme of things.
As long as you're getting that 5 to 10 grams.
As long as you're getting that 5 to 10 grams.
So back to sodium intake and all that kind of stuff. I've had several people ask me what their sodium should be, what it should be. They ask me for my personal one. Again, since I sweat so much, I don't really tell them what I intake because it's way higher than most people can get away with. So if you are one of those people that is hesitant about having your sodium levels too high and you are experiencing muscle cramps, a quick way to fix this is vinegar. So you've always heard drink pickle juice for muscle cramps. It's the sodium intake, helps you retain water. Well, they've actually done studies where they stimulated a muscle cramp in your foot and they just let you ride it out.
That's gotta be painful as shit, muscle cramp in your foot.
Yeah, muscle cramp or toe cramps are the worst. I literally have to sit there and pull on it in order to get it out. So they just had you ride it out. Props to the brave souls that decided to step in for this study. So, and then they had you just ride it out. It lasted for about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and then they supplemented in pickle juice and then did the same study. And what happened was the cramps lasted about 49 seconds less. This was done back in 2013, so fairly recent. And obviously your body can't intake sodium that quick, and so they discovered it's actually the vinegar in the pickle juice that helps reduce muscle cramps. So if you haven't answered my trivia question on my Instagram account, there's the answer. Hop on there and you get your free workout. Still no one's won from last week. So if you're worried about sodium intake and you don't want to retain or you don't want to feel that bloated feeling from increased sodium, just add in some vinegar. A shot of vinegar before, a shot of vinegar during, after, whatever you feel like, whenever your cramps start to occur.
Now I, for one, average around 4,500 to 5,500 milligrams of sodium.
Damn.
I don't retain that much water because that's what I'm used to. Now, let's say I have a few athletes coming up during peak week next week, and whatever they're averaging, I'm actually going to increase that sodium intake just a little bit, but I'm going to have them average it out and not go over it. Now, I want them to retain water. Now remember, it's not going to be subcutaneous. Now, what happens if I say let's do no sodium, and they go on stage. Well, they won't be able to get a pump. They're gonna cramp on stage, and you
all
know,
that flexing.
exactly. And then, you know, let's say some of them actually take in a whole bunch of sodium that day, and the bro scientists say no water. Well, what's gonna happen? Well, you're looking at a massive cramp on stage, and again, not being able to get a pump. So limiting your sodium intake, it's not a good thing and it's not a bad thing. It's what's up to you. Now, what are you used to? If I were to take in, you know, some Chinese food, which is high in sodium, I'm gonna retain a lot of water for the next few days. So a good way to get that
It's worth
out
it though.
is, oh, definitely worth it. The one way I get that out is just going back to my normal routine. I might add a little bit of cardio, sweat it out. But as long as I get back to that basal line of 45 to 5,500 milligrams, I'm gonna be just fine.
And so if you do get that bloated feeling, another thing that you can do for kind of a self-check is you can grab the lower part of your stomach and just pinch it and let it go. If you see kind of a ripple effect, that means that you're retaining some subcutaneous water.